Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly tea time and a card. I just want to make sure you guys can find me. I had to restart for some reason. It wouldn't let me hit the go live button. Okay, I can see you guys. You're here. Yay! I thought Facebook changed something on me again. It just wouldn't go live. So welcome to my weekly tea time and a card. Just a few announcements. I just posted this on my group page on Facebook and on my business page. For those of you guys that have been waiting, the Trucking Along bundle is available again. It's been restocked. Now, the first time we offered this, it was 6 hours, I think, and it sold out. So if you are waiting to order this, hurry and order it now. Don't wait. You can get the bundle, or you can get just the stamp set, or just the punch. And this is the last week for my free card kit for the month of September. For those of you that have already ordered, I will be working on your card kits. Everyone gets all the pieces and layers to make a card just like this one. Okay, that's all I have for announcements this week. I am using the Horse and Sleigh stamp set. Now there's 2 more products that go with this. Let me dig this out because this is part of the online exclusives. And again, anything in the online exclusives is while supplies last. Now this has the Horse and Sleigh stamp set, which I'm using tonight. Also has the dies. And you can order the suite, which is both of these, plus these pretty embellishments and the designer paper, or you can order separately. Now these are called adhesive backed snowflake assortment. They come in 2 sizes and 3 colors. I'm going to stop moving just for a little bit so you can see them all. There's copper gold and like a pearl white. And yes, I am using these on the card. I'm also using the designer paper, which is called One Horse Open Sleigh. I'm going to quickly go through them with you. This is actually the sheet I'm using tonight on the card I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go on both sides. And you get 4 of each design. So there's like a marbled, very pretty scenery. A lot of these have sceneries on the back. I just love, look at this fox. It's like a watercolor wash on this one. Another one with scenery with trees and a fence. I love the shadows even. Here's another one with the blue. These are so pretty, I just have to show them all to you. Look at this cute little fella in the background. I love that one. Here's another one. Well, let me hold that closer. Look at the details in that one. This is the type of paper that's really hard to cut into because it's so pretty. Look at this, looking from... This reminds me of being in the snow, doing a snow angel, and you're looking up in the air. A little cabin. Even has lights on the trees. This has a shimmery look to it. Couple more. I'll bring this one closer so you can see the pattern on this one. Look at the pretty colors. I think we get 2 more. Look at the scenery. Oh, I think Diana, you were just asking what pack. This is from the online exclusives. It's the One Horse Open Sleigh. While supplies last. And here's the last one. This is like a linen. And look how pretty. I love all of these. Like I said, it's really hard to cut into. Okay, now let me show you what else I'm using before I show you the card. Pebbled Path ink, Tuxedo Black Memento. I am using the Deckled Circles dies. I'm using 2 sizes. So when you go from the largest, it's number 2 and then number 4. And look what I do when I cut some extras. I keep them right in here with my dies. I have a scrap piece of basic white for stamping. Now I've already gone ahead and cut the largest circle. I cut 2 with Lost Lagoon. I'm going to use this one with the designer paper, but I've also cut one with basic white. A strip of Pebbled Path cardstock, and this is 1 inch wide. I'm not going to need the whole thing. It's actually just a scrap. I'm going to cut it down to size. And then I've already gone ahead and cut, hold on, I got a little piece in the middle here. Cut 2 of the trees from the dies with basic white. And then I have blends markers, Poppy Parade, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, Pecan, and the Color Lifter, Clear Wink of Stella, and then one of our, I can't remember what these are, like the flesh tones. This would be number 900. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside so I can get everything else ready. Let me make some room. Let me show you the card. What I'm doing is I'm using the Deckled Circles to show you how to make a round card. See how it opens? And I just added a little snip on the bottom just for a little bit of flatness so it stands up so you can see. And then I also did the flap. Now these envelopes, I'm going to measure them for you. I get them on Amazon and they measure 6 by 6, I think. Yeah, 6 by 6 inches, and I did go ahead and do the flap. So let me show you how I did the round card. The first thing I'm going to do, I need to find, I wanted to line up my edges. There's my edges, I think. Nope, not it. I should have made a mark. I'm just going to have to keep going until I find, I just want them to, you don't have to line them up, but I'm anal that way. I might not be able to find, okay, I'm going to look for this little bump right here. I should have marked them. Round and round and round we go. There we go, right here. Okay, I'm going to actually take a little Post-it note. I just want to make sure these are lined up. You can see that I only cut off a little tiny sliver. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. I'm not even measuring. I'm just going to chop it. Okay, look how very little I took off. And now I know where I can line these up. And I'm also going to turn this around. You can see where I did a score line about 1 inch over, just on the back side. So I'm going to bring the scoring tool in. I'm going to put that on the 1 inch line, and I'm going to line this up straight right here. So I'm going to score that at 1. Just the back piece. Now, if you want these to line up like I just did, you have to keep the right side facing up on both pieces. So the wrong side is on the back, but that's okay. First thing I'm going to do is glue the white piece on the inside. And that's on the scored layer. Put that right in the middle. Bring my card back in. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this on the score line. Use my bone folder. And I'm going to press that again. I'm going to do it both ways just so we get a nice crisp fold. Okay, now I'm going to add glue to just the fold part. And by lining up the bottom, I should be able to line that up perfectly. Okay, I'm just going to press on here. We're just gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna work on the other parts. Let me bring my machine in. And this is I'm gonna show you first the designer paper that I used had a bunch of trees in the background. This time I'm gonna use the one with the little cabin. Now the good thing about this, it's a little large, so you can place where you want the scenery to sit. Now I think I'm gonna go more towards the left so I can hopefully grab some of that cabin. And I'm gonna cut that with the die. And this was die number 4. So there's our circle. Whoops. So this is going to go on the very front. Now you could make this card without the flat end, but it would wobble back and forth. That's kind of why I did the flat end. So there's the little scenery. And then before I forget, I'm going to do the flap of the envelope right off, because you know before, I've done this before where I said I was going to do the envelope. I do the card and I say goodbye and I forget to do the envelope. I'm just going to put that even with the score line. Dig out my scissors. And then just follow the flap for the pattern. And it just makes a really nice finished envelope. Okay, so there's the flap of my envelope. Now let's go ahead and, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot my early espresso ink. So we need 2 inks. I forgot about my little image. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. Now, because I'm using blend markers, I'm going to be very careful not to try to smear this ink, because normally we use Memento ink. Now, one tip that I always offer, and I said Memento, but I'm not using Memento. It's actually just the early espresso. One tip that I like to tell people when you're going to do a lot of coloring, this has a lot of colors in it. Don't go ahead and color your image and then cut it out, because what if you do all of that work and then you don't cut it right and you have to start all over? So I always cut first. So let me bring my machine back in. That way, if I mess it up, I won't feel so bad that I have to redo it because I haven't colored it yet. Okay, I'm going to put a little sticky to hold that. Run that through the machine. Perfectly cut. And now I'm going to do some coloring. I'm actually going to bring in my pad just in case it goes through. So I'm going to use the Poppy Parade to do the sleigh. And again, I'm going to try not to go too much onto the early espresso ink. I'm going to add a little bit of dark right here. And again right here. And I also did this part on the horse. Now I'm going to finish up the sleigh. This is the light Poppy Parade. I'm going to blend where they meet. Okay, there's my sleigh. And then the Lost Lagoon, I'm going to do the little guy with the hat. I think I used the light on the first card, but I'm going to use the dark this time. And I had a hard time trying to figure out what all this stuff going on down here. It's actually a blanket. So I'm going to color that with the pecan pie. And it looks like there's a little basket in there, but most of that is a blanket. Then we have the face. And I left her dressed in white. Now we're going to go ahead and do the horse. I pretty much colored him with the light pecan pie, the body. And I didn't go all the way down on each leg. I left some white showing. And I'm going to use the darker pecan pie to do some of the highlights. So we're going to go ahead and do the hair, and I'm just going to add just swishes of it. So we leave a little bit of white down here with the feet. And let's see what else. A little bit right here. And that's about it. I could have done a little bit better job on cutting this, but I'm going to keep going. I always bring my color lifter in case I go over the lines, which I did not, so all is good. So now let's go ahead and glue all of the pieces. This is going to be glued down with dimensionals. I went ahead and glued this first and then tucked the trees. Make sure you pay attention to this right here so that your horse and sleigh will be nice and straight. And we're going to glue the trees. And actually I cut the end of one because I want it to appear shorter when I place it in the back of the horse. And this one's going to be a little bit taller. Okay, now for the sentiment. Here's my Pebbled Path. So Pebbled Path ink on Pebbled Path cardstock. I'm going to go really close to the top. And then bring in my paper trimmer and cut it as close as I can. A little closer. I'm going to add dimensionals. I'm going to see if I can bring it down a little bit further so I don't cover that cabin. I think I'll put it right about there this time. And then we're going to add these pretty snowflakes. Now I used gold on this card. You can see how shiny they are. This time I'm going to go ahead and use the copper ones. And these are peel and stick. And there's my card today for this week. So here's the envelope for that one, the envelope for that one. And I'll stand this one up so you guys can see how nicely it stands, nice and flat. So I hope you like the idea of creating a circled card with the deckled shapes dies. There's so many different sizes. You guys can make any size you want with these, doing it the same way. So thanks so much for visiting with me and stamping with me today. I will see you again next week. I don't have anything planned, so I can't give you a sneak peek of what's coming up. But I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Good night.